Yo, it's your boy Mir Fontane. Right now I'm here with Hip Hop Since 1987. You already.
Shout my Hip Hop Since 1987 niggas. HipHopSince1987.com.
What's good? It's your boy Rick Dange here with Mir Fontane. What's good with you, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. You know what I mean? Living, maintaining.
Okay, man. Like I was telling you off camera, I'll be seeing you all over the place, so I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview.
No problem.
All right, so 2018, I feel like I've really started to see you pop up everywhere. I would call it for you the year of Mir Fontane, like.
Right. Yeah.
But for the people that might be watching this, is living underneath a rock. Let them know your name, how you came up with it, and let them know where you're from.
All right, my name is Mir Fontane. I come all the way from Camden, New Jersey. My real name is Jameer. I got the name Fontane from the movie The Godfather.
Okay.
Johnny Fontane, you know what I mean? He had mob ties, but all he really wanted to do was be successful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do what he wanted to do, get this money, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much, I related to that, and I just threw that on the end of my real name, and got Mir Fontane.
Okay, now you mentioned Camden.
Yeah.
One of the hardest places to make it out of in the United States. What was your life like growing up in Camden?
Growing up, you got to see, my personal experience in Camden, I got to see both sides of the fence. Like, my grandpa was an actual black professional, so I got to see that side of it. You also get to see, like, the negative side of it, like, actually growing up around it. Like, I walked everywhere, so it was like you really firsthand just get to see
feeling
everything.
it, seeing
you feel
it.
me? Like,
Right.
you get the energy, you get the vibe. You're not really, you know what I mean, just passing by in the passenger window or something like that.
Right.
But to me, like, when you growing up and it don't really feel dangerous, really,
Right.
until you get older and you realize, yo, I was living like that. Like,
Right.
it's crazy.
I mean, it's documentaries about
exactly.
Camden and shit.
So, but nah, like, I used to hear that all the time growing up in school. They say, I mean, look to your left, look to your right. The person might not be here. You know, I need to always hear that until it started actually happening. Then you
Right.
realize, yo, like, life is real hard.
Right.
So,
Now, what's been like your biggest barrier or your biggest hurdle that you've had to overcome as you've been trying to do this music shit?
I want to say probably my biggest barrier is probably getting heard to the masses. I feel like anytime I play my music for somebody who's not a fan or hasn't heard my music before, they automatically become a fan or want to listen to more. So if I could do that same effect, I mean, at once for probably like 50K people or something real quick, then we good. But it's just, you know what I mean, getting heard and understanding, like, in this industry, from what I see right now, like, the industry is really driven off of like antics and stuff like that you're doing for social media before
Definitely.
the music. Like, the music is the last thing that they really caring about.
Right.
So it's kind of hard growing up in that environment with that. But
Okay.
you know what I mean, I just like making music.
What actually got you into music?
From the rip, I was actually writing poetry.
Okay.
When I was younger. I used to write little small poems or whatever. So I was always good with words. English was my favorite subject. I was good with the picture prompts. I was good with telling stories and stuff like that. Like, I just love the way that you can just, the way words just work, you know what I mean?
Right.
Words can mean two different separate things, all that type of stuff.
Right.
So when I wanted to transition into music, it was kind of like a way for me to express myself other than, at the time I was drawing. I was doing a lot of art. I went to school for animation.
Okay.
So other than that, it was like music was a way for me to say exactly what I meant without me leaving it up for your interpretation. You feel me? Kind of how art was like, it was like whatever you got out of this picture, that's what you get.
Right.
But in this is exactly what I want you to feel, and I can dictate that by the sounds I choose and the words I decide to use and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it just made me feel good. I decided I like the feeling of changing people's moods, emotions, you know what I mean? People tell me that I stopped them from committing suicide, stuff like that. Like, that type of stuff is dope to me.
Right.
And I wasn't getting that same type of reaction when I was just drawing pictures. So
Right.
music, I gravitated to it.
So you actually come from a real art background.
For sure, yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's kind of rare in 2018.
Absolutely.
Like, seeing music. Back in the day, that wasn't that rare,
Right.
but that seems rare in 2018. That's dope, though. You definitely have a unique style. How would you describe your style?
My style, you mean like musically?
Musically.
Okay. I want to say my music is kind of like, I hide the realness underneath all this fun that seems to be popular in hip hop right now. All the trap beats, all the bounciness, you know what I mean? You want to party, but you won't get this message at the same time.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I operate. Kind of sandwich it in between all of the the litness. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like my style is whatever you need at the moment. I have so many versatile different flows and stuff like that. If you want to get turned up, I got songs for that. I got lyrical songs, I got love songs, I got heartbreak songs, I got storytelling songs for the hip hop heads. It's something for everybody. So it's like, you know what I mean, pick which one you like.
Another thing that's rare I feel about you is 2018, you actually have substance. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying, we understand it, and there's a meaning behind it. Like you said, you can give them the lit, the trap, but if you listen to what you're saying, you're actually saying
That's
something.
really important to me. Like,
So that's dope right there. What was the moment where you felt like, you know what, I'm about to get some money off this rap shit? I feel like I'm there. It's gonna work.
Probably when I dropped Wani Wag, which was probably, what was that, Kev? 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
2016, we dropped Wani Wag, and it was kind of like, I made that song for my city. Like, for those who don't know who Wani Wag is or what Wani Wag is, Dewan Wagner was a basketball player that played for Camden High School.
Legend.
And he dropped 100 points in a single basketball game. Played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ironically, he played for the Warriors too. But he was just dope. He was like a legend in my city because you don't make it out. Like, you know, a lot of people say it's the trap. Like, Camden as a city is really the trap. Even if you do get out, it's for whatever reason, you're lured right back in here and you're not going to want to leave again.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a song that not only can be like a theme song for my city, but something that a lot of people could just relate to, and it still had to keep that trappy beat, it still had to keep that bounce and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm actually saying something, and I'm actually like paying homage to somebody I looked up to as a youngin'.
For sure.
My grandpa worked at Camden High School. He was a computer science teacher.
Okay.
And he had WAG in his couple of classes and stuff like that. So it was like, for me to actually see somebody that I saw with my eyes make it out into something like as big as NBA, it was like inspiring to me. So kind of want to pay homage to that.
That's dope. That's dope. What artists actually inspire you musically?
I'm a big fan of a good pen game and people who can actually write. So I like Frank Ocean. I like people like Kendrick Lamar. I like the Drakes, the J. Coles. You know what I mean, the obvious ones. Also listen to old school, Biggie Smalls, Big L, Slick Rick, Tupac Shakur. Old Lloyd Banks. I'm real inspired by G-Unit and Lil Wayne. That were my two major influences. Mixtape Wayne.
For sure.
Mixtape Wayne, Carter 3 Wayne. All of that was just, it built upon like what I wanted to do. I like punchlines. I like little witty, funny lines, stuff like that, while still being able to get real serious and tell you a whole story from top to bottom for 5 minutes. So I take pride in that,
All right, let's talk about the music a little bit more. You just released your latest project, Macaroni Tony. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was it like putting that project together?
I want to say Macaroni Tony was one of the, I don't want to say easier, but it was one of the more fun projects to put together because it's not as somber or as melancholy as a lot of my projects are. A lot of them are like dark and they're leading up to a dark ending. Yeah. Macaroni Tony was kind of a, you know what I mean, it was a chill, it was more so like a playlist. Okay. I mean, it was a real chill album. It was a concept story based on people's perception of who I became once I started seeing some type of success in the music. So Macaroni Tony is a character. Okay. Macaroni Tony is your depiction personified of somebody you think going Hollywood, somebody you think is not the same anymore, somebody that's just, you know what I mean, completely changed from who you thought he was or whatever. Okay. Meanwhile, those same people won't actually reach out to me and speak or actually like get to know me. So I'm forever going to be that figment of their imagination. So I just created that whole project based off of that idea of, you know what I mean, those who don't know, this is what you think, you know what I mean? And yeah, just a little story about what I'm going through right now.
Okay. The project is heavy. If y'all haven't heard it yet, make sure you grab it.
Definitely.
Let's break it down a little bit. Let's talk about production, features on the project.
Majority of this project is produced by Kev Rogers, we got right here, and Kenneth Muse. They usually do most of my projects anyway. You can count on those two being like heavy production on there. We got a Cody Shane feature.
Shout out to him.
I first met Cody at backstage when we were doing we were opening up for Cameron reunion show. It was a tour he had going on. It was in NY. Then I met her again at South by. You know what I mean? Continued the conversations and stuff like that. So once I started having a couple of tracks that I knew I wanted to send out to some people that I know, New Friends was one of the ones that was like, I think she'll really kill this song because it was one of the more happier sounding beats, real upbeat, you know what I mean, kind of Yachty-ish sounding. I was like, yeah, she'll body this. So we sent it to her and she just killed it, like completely killed it. And shout out to Cody Chan, because there's a lot of people that like you'll try to get them to be on the verse and they'll like half-ass the verse.
Hell yeah.
Or they'll just like, you know what I mean, here, just is some here, take this, you know what I mean, here, damn. But she actually loved the song, so she actually gave me a verse that was like real dope, and I appreciated that. Another feature on there, we got Drama from Philly.
Shout out to
you know
Drama.
what I mean? Drama was perfect for the song Hesitate. You know, we both pretty much come from the same type of circumstances,
Definitely.
same type of environment, so I felt like he would fit perfectly on that. Pulled up to the studio, I was just playing them tracks though. And Hesitate was the one that he gravitated to, and I knew he would. So we just ended up knocking that out, and that's what that was. But I tend to not do a lot of features. I don't know,
Right.
because I usually I'm real meticulous with my music. Period. So if I feel like I could do it myself, I do it, as opposed to like, all right, I'm gonna just throw this person on there just to do it, just to say I did it. So yeah, I try to make sure my features are always going to be additions to the song instead of just something I just threw on the song real quick.
Well, you picked two good people. You guys complement each other
For sure. Yeah,
well.
that's what I
So
always try to look
you
for.
picked two good features for the project. Now, you and Cody had actually dropped a video for New Friends. What was it like putting that together?
That was fun. We actually, she pulled up. We already had like the environment going. All the extras and stuff had came through and stuff. It was already a party environment.
Right.
And just getting it done, it was like we were kind of making up stuff as we were actually shooting the shots. I was like, well, I'm going to just keep on throwing the cars down to Uno, and I'm going to just walk out, I'm going to do this. And she did the whole thing where she walks through the girl's hair and stuff like that. All of that was just real fun. It was like off the cuff type stuff. It's funny, we were talking about the double XL freshman list in between takes about this. And it was just cool. Like, Cody's like one of those people that's like real down to earth. She's like an actual person. Like, she's not Hollywood or nothing.
Definitely
like that.
not.
She's real cool.
Y'all are both creatives.
For
so
sure.
I can
think that's
see
why
how y'all
that's
can
why we
work well
clicked.
together. Do you know what the next record you plan on dropping off the project is going to be?
I think the project already out, so we don't really gotta drop another single.
So more or less video.
It gotta be a video. It's either gonna be Hesitate or Bodega.
Okay.
But we got a remix with Fetty Wap for Bodega, so we don't know if we're gonna actually shoot that video first,
Right.
or wait, because that might mess around and be on the next project.
Okay.
But most likely it's probably gonna be Hesitate, because we already got the what's the word I'm looking for? We got the storyboard and all that already written out. So
now you mentioned the next project, and I know you drop a lot of music for your fans.
Right.
Do you know when you're dropping your next project? Can you tell us anything about it?
Because I know how I work and how fast I work. I want to drop like sometime in September.
Okay.
That's realistically, because I know I still got to give time for a rollout and stuff like that. I want to drop around the time kids going back to school.
Very smart.
Naming projects who's watching the kids too.
Okay.
So it's going to be perfect for around that time. That's the aim. That's the aim. I'm aiming to release, but you know, in this industry,
things happen. Whatever.
It always happens. So we never know. But I'm gonna say just to give me a little more rope, I'm gonna say September, early October.
Okay.
I want to drop it, and it's already coming together crazy. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now, last month you brought was it actually the Macaroni Tony tour, or you just threw a lit show in Philly?
That was just a lit show in Philly.
Okay,
We just
it
wanted to
was
give Philly
lit,
a show.
y'all.
You know what I mean? I ain't do a show in Philly for like 3 months because I knew I wanted to give them a crazy show once we dropped the tape.
Okay.
And it was wild. That might honestly be the moment where I was like, yo, I can make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
That might be the moment.
The
when I did
videos for
crowd
that
surf
show, for people that weren't there, I mean, there's no denying it when you look at the footage.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say stuff, but there's footage. This is documented.
That show, get yourself to a Mir Fontane show.
He's
So
floating on a boat, man.
It was crazy. I was so scared up there. I'm like, man, y'all love me, right? Y'all ain't gonna world star me, right? Y'all ain't gonna drop me in this. So man, I was just up there and I just felt the love, and it was just a cool moment. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now, the More Macaroni tour. Tell us about that.
More Macaroni tour is going to be hitting Chicago. We hitting Atlanta, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I feel like I'm missing one. I'm definitely missing one. We everywhere pretty much. It's probably like 6, 7. What do you say?
LA.
Chicago. I said LA already. But yeah, we definitely got it's probably like 6 or 7 dates.
Okay.
We try and hit the markets that I don't really go out to. Oh yes, 2 Texas dates. That's what I was missing.
Okay.
Houston. And where's the other one in Texas? I think it's Austin.
Okay.
But we just trying to go out there and the fans that don't really get to see my face the same way like Philly usually can see me more often than anybody else. I'm trying to expand my fan base out there. Probably gain some new fans.
Definitely.
I just feel like most of the places that's on the show on the tour didn't get to see a Mir Fontane show before in their life.
Okay.
So it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be an experience, and I'm excited for it.
Okay, man. Go to his page. Make sure y'all get some tickets.
Definitely.
It's a great show, so really do come out and support. I saw that you're performing at Made in America.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
How does it feel to be featured on that show?
That's big, cause a lot of these shows that like the big festivals and stuff that happen around here, I don't really even go to, cause I was like, I made a promise to myself, I'm not going if I'm not performing. Like I never wanted to just be an artist and just be walking around. I hate that feeling. Like, damn, I wish I could have been on this stage, or I should be up here, like. And I'm not, so I'm like, I'd rather be home working to get there. So for me to finally be on Made in America, it's my first time ever going to Made in America, and I'm performing. I've never been to Powerhouse. I haven't been to the Roots Picnic.
Wow.
I just hold out on a lot of stuff.
That's determination,
you
and
know
that's
what I mean?
faith in yourself.
Hold it out. But I know I'm gonna get there one day. So I know my first time being there, I wanted to be like lit because I'm actually performing and I'm not there as a fan or as a spectator. So Made in America is lit, you know what I mean? Sharing the same stage, Beyonce, Jay-Z, that's fire. And it's a lot of people from everywhere come out to Made in America.
Definitely.
So that's a good spot for me to actually like expand my brand and my music.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
Now, one question I always ask people the first time I get with them for an interview, how do you feel about the climate of the music industry in Camden, Jersey, as well as Philadelphia?
All right, as far as the music industry as a whole, I feel like it's going in a crazy direction.
Okay.
I feel like it's a soap opera right now. It's more so gimmicks and posturing and fake. And it's just a bunch of fake everything. Like, I already knew the game was fake, but then it's just like, it's getting OD now. Like, it's like dead-ass actors.
Yeah.
But as far as like the music around here, I feel like the East Coast is starting to pick up steam again.
Okay.
I feel like the Philly scene is buzzing again.
Definitely.
We doing our best to make the Jersey scene, especially in South Jersey, pop again.
For sure.
We working on, like, I'm just trying to bring Jersey period as a whole together, honestly. Working on stuff with Fetty, working on stuff with Fat Boy, working on stuff with Dougie, Sue Surf. Anybody that's pretty much Jersey, we try to make it like a stronghold.
So y'all uniting to make sure stronger together than divide.
There's no hate, like everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody got their own sound, and it's like we're neglected or we're cast off to the side. So we might as well just be off to the side together to make something to the forefront. You feel me? So yeah, that's just the type of mission I'm on right now.
Okay. Yeah. Now, for the people that's watching this, I want to follow you on social media. What's your Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, everything you got?
You can find me on every social media at Mir Fontane. There's no I in Fontaine, not Mr. Fontaine, not Mr. Fountain, none of that. It's MIRFONTANE. You know what I mean? You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything's the same. Okay. Snapchat is just everything's Mir Fontane.
Okay. Now, for the people that's watching this, is there anything else you want to hit them with before we get out of here?
Make sure y'all check out the new music. You can find me everywhere on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to your music, Spinrilla, YouTube, wherever. You can find Macaroni Tony on there, Camden's on there, the first Who's Watching the Kids is on there. Make sure y'all check out Who's Watching the Kids too. Coming to you soon, hopefully early this fall. It's your boy Mir Fontane, Melody Monster, Macaroni Tony.
Okay, it's your boy Rick Dange here with Mir Fontane, signing out for HipHopSince1987.com.
Shout my HipHopSince1987 niggas. HipHopSince1987.com.
A lot of people that are watching this are going to remember seeing you on tour with Lil Uzi, 21 Savage, YFN Lucci, Cap J.
Parental advisory shit.
Right. What was that experience like, and what did you learn from touring with artists of that?
That shit was life changing, bro. That shit took me from an artist to a motherfucking robot. You feel me? Like real shit, bro. Seeing that shit, like being on stage. Mind you, Kodak Black got booked. He was supposed to be on the tour. I ended up taking his spot for real.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. I was only supposed to do 4 cities. I did LA, me and my member, I went to Miami. When I got to Miami, I did the second show. The people that run the shit was like, yo, on some shit, whatever cities you can make it to after this, you can rock out that shit heavy.
Right.
And I did like 11 cities.
That's crazy.
But that shit was crazy, bro. It made me want to work. Like, that's why I'm working so hard now.
Right.
Seeing that shit, like being there, them niggas all took off after that shit.
Right.
Feel me? I wasn't even signed and I was on that tour, so that was a blessing.